going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew? This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
All right, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for joining us here today. Lions Talk Live, weekend edition, Saturday morning edition. And I do want to let you guys know I've got a few videos planned today and tomorrow for you all. So I hope you enjoy it. A couple different topics. I thought about including on today's topic, not just a player we're going to be mentioning as the next Brian Branch, but I think there's a second player also, younger player in the secondary that I think we both need to pay attention to. Although, to be fair, this offseason OTAs, I did do a featured video on that particular person, and that is Brandon Joseph. So I didn't really want to include him on this one. We'll get to that later on, though. All right, real quick, before we get into today's main topic of the day, just a couple real quick things, if you would. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so, making that march towards 7,700 subs. And we're about 50, right around 50 subs away. So if you can help out with that, that would be great. Also, if you're enjoying the content of the channel, everything we do here within, consider hitting that thumbs up button, the like button, whatever you want to call it button. And, it helps the channel out a lot. If we try to get every video between 200 to 300 or more thumbs up or likes. So if you can do me a solid, help out the channel. It takes half a second of time. Go ahead and do that. That would be phenomenal. Last but not least, outside of being a coach and whatever else, if you are bored this weekend, want something to read, I got something for you. If you want to go ahead and go over to Amazon.com, or if you want to go to eBay or whoever sells books, how about that? Well, maybe I should just say that. Go check out Kajora Book Historical Fiction. You might just enjoy it, and if you do, pretty pleased with Mountain Dew on top, leave a review. All right, with all the formalities out of the way, let's go ahead and get over to our main topic of the day, our first topic of the day, and that would be 5 headlines now. If I can find the button here, so 1 second, please. The more buttons you add, the more you got to scroll through to find them all. So anyways, all right, 5 headlines. Now, I think we got some pretty good topics this morning for us all to debate and talk about. So let's get into them. NFL writer ranks Detroit Lions practice squad best in the NFL. This is from Sports Illustrated, Christian Bohr. So I think we all get it. When you look at the Detroit Lions practice squad, you, me, and everybody else, when that thing was released a couple days ago, we all probably said, wow, there's a lot of real good talent here. A little bit more veteran talent, but yes, very good talent overall. And I think Bohr's spot on with this. The Lions have a very, very deep well of practice squad players they can call up at any time. Yes, you're restricted to how many times you can call them up before you have to sign them to the 53-man roster. Yes, the Lions 53-man roster is just filled with talented young players that are still developing, still growing. I think that's also why you have so many veterans or vastly veteran players on the practice squad, just because they're less likely to be snagged by another team unless they're really in need at that particular position. Lions, though, I think this is, without a shadow of doubt, the deepest team we've seen in at least the 30 years or so that I've covered the team. If you guys have different thoughts on that, let me know, though. But the Lions practice squad is legit talented. All right, gaping holes in the Detroit Lions initial roster. This is from The Heavy, story by Annie Erickson. So are there, should there be? Well, do you think there are holes in the Detroit Lions roster? Clearly, Erickson does. So I'm going to just say this. I won't go through it in huge detail, but she lists Aiden Hutchinson needs some help, which I think until proven otherwise, everybody's going to have that opinion. They're going to have that about Davenport, Houston, or whoever's on that other side of the defensive line opposite Aiden Hutchinson. Does also mention that a couple players on the hot seat, including Jameson Williams on the hot seat. seat because he was drafted number 12 overall. There were huge expectations, but I think we also get when Jamison Williams was drafted, everybody knew he had an ACL tear. Everybody knew he was recovering. That particular season was going to be a wash for him just because he had to get healthy. He did get in a few games, a few plays here and there, but nothing egregious. They weren't risking, a speedy recovery just to say they got him on the field. We all get it. Last year, a couple of bumps in the road early in the season with the gambling and the suspension. So after that, as we all get, he also improved exponentially during the season. There's a gluttony of other things being talked about in the article. If you want to check it out, go ahead. Do mention depth at wide receiver, among other things. But are there holes in the Lions roster? I'll let you guys debate. All right, 5 teams built to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. The number 2 overall team expected to be able to challenge the Kansas City Chiefs and win the Super Bowl is Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. This is from a Fox Sports story by Ben Author. So we all get it. The Kansas City Chiefs are the favorites to win the Super Bowl once again. And if they do it this year, there'll be 3 in a row. First time it's ever happened in NFL history. Could it be the Detroit Lions are the Kansas City Chiefs' Achilles heel, their kryptonite, whatever you want to call it? Could it be they're actually the best team out there to potentially beat them? I think there's a lot of reasons you could believe that and say that the Lions are built to be the best team, not just this year, but next year in the NFL. Beyond that, I don't like predicting. It's just too many things can change for any team, let alone a team as young as the Detroit Lions. But it sure does make for a great debate, in my opinion. All right, agents clamor for players to join Lions. Vito Cerrito, Sports Illustrated. So we talked about this briefly yesterday, and if you watched Brad Holmes' presser on Thursday, you are aware of this now. The Detroit Lions have gotten a ton of people calling agents, especially for wide receivers, but not just exclusively wide receivers, calling this team, calling this franchise, trying to get their player signed with this team. And why is that? There's a number of reasons for sure, but let's review it. Once upon a time, nobody wanted to come here unless it was just for a paycheck. Just you couldn't win. You never knew who the coach was going to be. There was zero energy about the franchise, but not so fast anymore. This Detroit Lions franchise now has everybody clamoring to get them on TV. Everybody who's got a streaming service wants something with their content out there. They have a coach who's not going anywhere anytime soon. Same with the general manager. And both of them are just filled with energy, filled with passion. People want to run through walls for both of these guys. The front office, once upon a time, total trash, a joke show. And that's me being as brutally honest as you could be, either covering it back in the day or watching it from the sideline. Let's be as fair as we can be. All the Russ Thomases, why I thought he was a nice guy. Maybe not the greatest GM, and he's not the only one, but what we have now in the Detroit Lions means everybody wants a taste of it. Everybody wants a piece of it. You see the offense, you have the expectations for the defense, et cetera, et cetera. This team has built something that is incredibly rare. It has become a destination throughout the NFL, and now anybody who is a free agent, if they get cut or waived by a team or whatever the reason may be, they might be calling Detroit first to see if they can latch on here. And let that sink in for longtime Lions fans. All right, Lions are, quote, damn good, end quote, thanks to Jared Goff's revival in Detroit. Sports Illustrated, a story by Greg Bishop. Man, Sports Illustrated just occurred to me. They're really covering a whole lot of Detroit Lions stuff here. But he's 100% right. Jared Goff's renaissance in Detroit has propelled this team. Think about if he doesn't pan out or doesn't do well, what they have to do differently in this draft, last year's draft, or whenever, somewhere during his stay. They would have had to address the quarterback position and probably earlier in the draft than others, and then taking another spot position on the team. But he has panned out. He has changed his career. The narrative, I mean, we all get it. It's a dead story at this point. The narrative that he was trash when he got out of LA and came here and now is considered arguably one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. I think it's good for him, good for the franchise. And again, if you're looking for something to read over this weekend, go ahead and check that out. All right, with all these out of the way, let's go ahead and go over to the main topic of the day. So let's get into it. All right, threw in a little different intro to you there. So how many of you guys even know who this guy is if I call him out? If I tell you who his name is and everything, Do you know who he is? Loren Strickland. So he's an undrafted free agent safety that signed with the Detroit Lions. Kudos to the scouting department for that, because let's be also fair. Detroit Lions, during the tenure of Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, etc., have signed a number of free agents who have panned out. I had considered doing just this episode on all the different free agents or undrafted free agents that we've signed and acquired and that have panned out, but I was like, let's give this guy his just due. Let's focus this video just on him. We'll keep out Isaiah Williams, Brandon Joseph, some of the other guys, and just make it about Loren Strickland. So who is he? He's a missile. He plays with a passion and a fury. You could hear Dan Campbell, a day or two before the final 53-man roster came out, was asked specifically about him. And he had some very eloquent, comments on him. He even grabbed his head, pulled his hat off, and said, that's going to be a tough one right there, because he knew what he had in him. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a little bit of video. It's nothing big or anything, not like 2-3 minutes or anything. Just a couple real quick, I guess you could say, Twitter takes on him. But here, let's scroll on down. Let's get this on the screen. And I think you guys should be able to see it now. So let's go ahead and wind it back. But just what I want you to watch here is just how quickly he pursues the ball, flows, and shoots a gap. Just things like that. So, all right, let's see if I can get it to play. All right, let's play. All right, let's try that. All right, here we go. So this is against Kansas City Chiefs. Sorry about the issues, but you see him shoot the gap. Hard to block because he is not big. He's about 5'9", 5'10", but he's got speed, he's got wheels, and he does flow to the ball real well. Now, that's one video real quick. Let's get you another one, and yeah, I'll probably mess this one up too, so hold on a second. All right, let's hit the replay button. Get here against the Pittsburgh Steelers. See the audible at the line, the change of the play. Let's see how he reacts to the play. And again, you're watching right here. Coming up field, slips back, gets the cut, and wraps up. So, it just, as a coach, I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself. I know what I look for in a player, what makes somebody special, especially on the football field versus somebody else, and just instincts. How quickly do you react to anything you read, whether it's pass, play, audible change, or whatever? To me, that's one of the bigger things with him. I know MCDC, Motor City, Dan Campbell. I know a number of you guys often ask in the comment section, what does MCDC mean? So Motor City, Dan Campbell, when he looks at stuff, what does he look for? And I can't speak for him, but I can tell for myself, when I watch this guy play, and DC did say he reminds him a lot of Brian Branch. I think if you watch a number of films, if you get bored this weekend, go pull up some game film on him on YouTube or wherever else and just watch him. You see a guy that really throws his body around with reckless abandon. You see him slam into guys. You see him make plays on the ball. And that's the other thing. He can't just tackle. He does that very well. But he is a little bit of a ball hawk. He does pursue and flow to the ball. You heard a lot Akeem Talib talk about some of the Detroit Lions' young cornerbacks. And I agreed with the statement he made. If you make interceptions in college, you will make interceptions in the NFL. There's something about your game that just translates in that department. I think with Strickland, that will also be true. He's always around the ball. If you watch the preseason games, watch the replays. It doesn't matter if he's playing with the 2s or 3s or whatever. He is around the ball constantly. So he's constantly putting himself in position if there is a tip pass. Sort of like Brian Branch does a lot. He grabs it, snags it, runs with it. If there's a fumble, he's one of the first guys on the field to go after it and get it. He's not afraid to wrap up a running back, a tight end, etc. You watch him in coverage. And you guys often, if you watch this channel, you hear me talk about receivers who use their elbows and their knees, canonically to try to get in and out of cuts faster, to get more separation from receivers. Watch him when he's out there covering guys. I'm not going to say he should be a starter this year or anything like that. I'm not doing that to the kid. I'm trying to be fair in my assessments. But what I see is a lot of upside potential with the kid. Does he have the athleticism? Absolutely. So you got to start with that, because that's something you or I, nobody else can teach. Are you athletically rare enough to stand out amongst some of the most athletically rare people on the planet? And that's true in the NBA, NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, whatever. So just start with the athletics. He's got that part. Does he have huge size? No, he doesn't, but he's also not incredibly small. Could he help out in special teams? Absolutely. He's got a knack about him. And like I talked about after OTAs with Brandon Joseph, I thought, man, you watch Brandon Joseph, he locates the ball and finds it very well. he plays eyes forward incredibly well for someone who's an undrafted player. Maybe that's not a fair statement to say. Maybe it's just because he is a good football player. It doesn't matter if he was drafted or not. But now talking about Strickland, a lot of the same stuff. He plays eyes forward very well. The one aspect I think he really has to work on is if you look at his numbers during the preseason, and I got to remember them all offhand. Maybe I can pull them up here, but he played multiple different positions. That's a tell to me that the coaching staff likes him a lot because he played some linebacker, safety, and even outside corner. And I don't remember all of his stats, like I said, off the top of my noggin, but the fact that they flexed him around that much shows you how much faith and confidence they have in his abilities. In the 3 games that I played, or watched and analyzed with him in the preseason, I get it's the preseason, but the fact that you are playing weak side backer, you are playing, both single high and drop safety. So guy up top of the middle of the zone or the guy coming down to the box or whatever, not a big difference in my opinion between being the Sam backer or the drop safety, and then outside corner as well, even a little bit of slot corner. That shows his flexibility. What do we know this coaching staff loves? They love flexibility. They love guys that can play all over the board, Swiss Army knife, multiple different positions. And what does this kid do? All the above. Could he play some other positions? Sure. But as far as this preseason, he gave you all that. And I think there's a reason why they're not rushing back Ife Melifonwu too fast, because they do have a lot of faith in someone like Strickland and Brandon Joseph as well. Let's see what you guys have to say about him. I'm sure some of you guys have watched him a lot more than I have. Probably you guys have even more information. I know when he signed with the Detroit Lions, it was something like he signed a contract for a signing bonus of $1,500, something like that. But I think he's got a lot of real upside potential, and I think he's just he's got something. If they really develop him, I think he potentially a couple years from now could be pushing for a starting spot. So real quick, I did pull up the stats real quick. Against the Pittsburgh Steelers, he played 86 snaps, grade of 75, so not bad at all. He was 89.0 against the run and 3 defensive stops in the air. So again, not a bad performance by any stretch of the imagination. Against the Kansas City Chiefs, let's see, he played, I don't have his total snap count, but 32 snaps in the slot. So played 32 snaps as the slot cornerback. That's impressive. Also played as the drop safety, 8 snaps. And then free safety, 12 snaps. Outside corner, another 10 snaps. So again, flexing him all around. That game, though, he had a grade of basically 82.6. So real nice job, in my opinion, against him. But again, let's get back over to the Duke Crew, see what you guys have to say. I did send a invite over to the Sarge. I believe he's going to get on today. I guess we'll find out, though, but should be at 7:30, as you guys know, for our special guest of the day. All right, Michael D., what do you got? Greetings and salutations, Coach and Duke Crew, exclamation points, Super Bowl or bust, one pride. Woo, woo. Good morning to you two. Burger time. Hey, what's up, Lions fanatic? Burger time. Good morning, Duke Crew and Dan the man. One more Sunday. Woo! That's right. You wake up tomorrow, you are officially 1 week away from the start of the NFL season. Bo, good morning, Duke Crew. We're sin, all right. We're sin it is. Let's see. Burger time, unfinished business, Super Bowl or bust, 100%. That is the motto of this year. You heard Brad Holmes talk about it. It is a Super Bowl expectation season. JDC, good morning, all. Good morning to you too. Bo, we're simply the best. I see Super Bowl. Woo! You know what? I don't often do this enough for you, Bo. So here you go. If I can, there we go. All right, back at you. All right, Brent. All right, Brent, what do we got? Good morning, Duke Crew. I see Lombardi. Oh, yeah. And yes, Lombardi is in our future. This is the year I think the Detroit Lions make the Super Bowl. And if we really do match up with the Kansas City Chiefs, I think it's not a good matchup for the Chiefs. All right, Clark, what's happening all? Question mark. 8 days to go. You are correct, sir. You are correct. 8 away. See, Robert, welcome one and all to the Dan Thornton experience. Be wild, be humbled, just be amazed. Hey, thanks for that, man. I'll take that. Be a part of the Duke Crew is what I would counter with, Robert. All right, see, Matthew, greetings, salutations. Good morning, everyone. Superdome, Super Bowl. Woo, woo, woo. Sheila likes, woo, in the morning, Duke Crew. There we go. And you know what, man, just because you asked for it, why not? A little Sheila Woo. All right, Matthew, was it good morning, Berg time? Eddie, Green Sanitation. Have a great extended weekend, 100%. Enjoy the holiday weekend. AJ, good morning. Jason, good morning. Duke Crew, Superdome or bust. I'll go with that. Robert, Lions Rule, Broski Drools. Okay. Robert, Tree of Destiny. Yes, we're getting closer and closer. Not to the important stuff, not to the start of the season. We're getting more and more close to the unveiling of the Tree of Destiny. Big Dan is good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. Oh, yeah. Oh, we can use all the Brian branches we can find. Yeah, and that's one thing. Let's real quick talk about it. Let's talk about our young secondary. Carlton Davis is not young. I get it. He's a little bit over probably the path and the halfway point in his career. But you look at Terrion Arnold, he Rakestraw, Meek Robinson. He's not a spring chicken, but he's not old either. But now you add in the Kirby Josephs, the Iffies, the Brandon Josephs, the Stricklands. The Lions have a lot of good young talent in that secondary, and if they keep developing, kudos to them. That no-fly zone could be really special. See, Moonscar, what do you got? It's the final countdown. Good morning, 100%. And yes, nice 80s song reference. Good morning, my friend. Let's see, just laughing out loud, Robert. Broski's team blows like the Chicago Winds. Well, they are the Chicago Bears. All right, Doug, definitely Loren Strickland. Watched his videos 3 days ago. He is all about Brian Branch hitting and understanding where to be. He is a guided missile. Yeah, and you could tell. You hear, like I said, Dan Campbell talk about him. You hear AG talk about him. They took big notice of him. They see what he could potentially be. He does have some areas to improve upon, but what rookie, especially in the secondary, doesn't? He is an impressive person. Doug said, if you get an opportunity, go watch some video. I think he stands out on tape. To me, as a scout, real quick, it takes about, at least in my opinion, 15, 20 minutes, maybe in some situations, 30 minutes to sit and watch if somebody has the God-given abilities, the athleticism, whatever. You sit and watch another hour or so for the nonverbal communication, how they handle this or that, some of the technique stuff. And I think he's clearly got all the God-given stuff. He's got a lot of technique, too. He appears to have the right personality traits, although, I'm not like I'm doing an interview with him. I just have to base it on what I can find online. But I think the Lions scouting department needs a lot of praise for finding a player like this. He put real pressure on this coaching staff to keep him. They went away from someone that they knew, like a CJ Moore or whatever, in order to keep a rookie fine like him. They took a little bit of a gamble, but I think that gamble is going to pay off in droves. All right, Dennis, good morning. Dan, the Duke Crew, back at you, Dennis. Doug, number 48, check out his video while you wait. He is awesome. I would agree with that, 100%. Let's see, Tori, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Any word who's starting on the Rams offensive line? No, but I will start with some of the Rams preview stuff either tomorrow or Monday, so you'll get all that stuff. And plus, we'll get more updates on them probably by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week from the league itself. Broski at Bo Booth. Okay, Tina Turner. There you go. Bo, you guessed it there, Broski. Yep. Amy, good morning. Dan, the Duke Crew. Can't wait. 100%. Getting real close now, Amy. Basically a week away from how I look at it. France, good evening, all. Strickland, question mark. I like what little I've seen of him. Yeah. And again, there's not a ton out there, but you watch him. He makes plays. His explosiveness, his three-step, and I talk about that a lot with athletes. What you can do, how fast you can get, or how much you can cover ground-wise in 3 steps, that matters to me a lot. No different than a cone drill or 40-yard dash. How quick you can explode and get to max speed usually comes down to your first 3 steps, and he gets that. He shoots out of a cannon in those first 3 steps. See, John, good morning, all. Back at you, John. See, Doug, France, you got 15 minutes. Google him. Okay. Michael, Loren Strickland is a baller. I would say so. Definitely a big find for the Detroit Lions. And again, not to keep beating a dead horse, but kudos to the scouting department. See, France, Doug Rosen, 4, question mark. I like what I've seen. All right. Let's see, Stephanie, good morning, boys, exclamation point. The more I learn about our depth, the more I believe we are the league's deepest team. There's no doubt for me, no questions for me. There's an argument to be made there that they are one of the best teams, if not the deepest team in the whole NFL. All right, Doug, he is definitely in the mold of a Brian Branch. Branch took Alabama by storm as a rookie. Look for him to surprise here. Yeah, and he's going to get tripped up by some of the better players in the NFL, just as he has to learn and develop to this level. But I think that will happen in short order, sort of like a Giovanni Manu. We all knew bringing him in, hey, this guy's just nothing but awesome athletics, talent, or whatever. Just needs time to mature into how to play at this level, some of his technique, et cetera, et cetera. But I think you got the same thing here with Strickland. Giovanni might be, massively huge, tall, fast, or whatever, body mass. But Loren Strickland, I think he's got a lot of stuff that you can't teach. Now you just got to coach him up a little bit. John, we are going to be destroyers? I believe so. We're going to lay the lumber on a lot of people, and of course within NFL guidelines too. See, Trey, what's good, everyone? Question mark. Just another day and night closer to the NFL kickoff for us on Sunday night. Yes, we are. Yeah, a week from tomorrow night, we're playing games that matter. Bo, between the wall and the air traffic control crew, Rams are going to be dust. Yeah, and especially if they're struggling on the offensive line, as some of you guys pointed out yesterday, Jonah Jackson potentially might have to be their starting center. They just don't have a lot of time to try to fix that offensive line. I got to imagine if I'm the Rams, everything we call pass-wise is a 3-step drop. That ball has got to be humming out quick, which also means your routes become a lot more predictable, a lot more being able to jump on them. The running game, that's going to be the big thing for the Rams. And not that I want to make this a Rams video, but they are going to have to establish the run. Otherwise, it's going to be a free shot at Stafford early and often. Let's see. Papa Noel, are we ready for some football? Question mark. I feel as if I am. Well, hey, get ready for the football. Start getting your everything ready for your pregame meal, your postgame meal, all that kind of stuff. Because yes, football is a week away. Michael D, who has it better than us? Answer: nobody! Exclamation points. Go Lions! Oh yeah, I'll go with all of the above, my friend. All of the above. Quentin, greetings, salutations, y'all. Yes, I am ready. Now let's get this thing going. We're getting healthy at the right time. Yeah, and that's another thing we'll have to cover this week is some of the injury updates. Really, outside of Ife Malafanu and his situation, it does sound like the Lions are pretty much full steam ahead. Everybody seems like they're going to be healthy, other than Ife, and the guys on the injured reserve, clearly. All right, Broski, at Bo Booth, I was getting my coffee ready, but wanted to tell you, you're the best around! Exclamation point. Can you name that artist? Tina, yeah, okay, fair enough. Simply the best. Trump Sedinas, U of M, Dan, why do you call the American flag U of M? I'm not really sure what you mean by that. Fair enough, so you have to let me know. John, Thunder and Lightning. All right, I'll go with that. Coach Rock, good morning, all. I still don't think Brad is done cooking yet. I'm sure there's something else coming down the pipe. It could be, because I think we all get at this point, Brad Holmes, he just never stops cooking, right? He's always looking to improve the team. Let's see, Bo, don't get that one Broski. Okay, Broski, Bo Booth, you Karate Kid, you're the best. Joe Esposito, if you have a chance, look that song up. Yeah, okay, I'll go with that. The original Karate Kid, I'm assuming. All right, Burger Time, good morning, Matt. Frank the Tank, what up, though, Duke Crew? What up, though, East Side? Woo, woo, woo! Go Lions, 100%. Frank the Tank, hopefully having a great one. Dave Green, Sanitations, Duke Crew, who is 48, Loren Strickland. Check him out. Frank the Tank, go Blue. Doug, Dave Bing, you're Loren Strickland, undrafted free agent safety, a young missile. Yes, he is. I would agree with that. Sosimo, it's time for the Lions to make a statement. Okay, well, I think they might this season. Brosi, Loren Strickland, he is. All right, Jason, the champion Wolverines debuted today. This time next year, the Lombardi trophy winning Lions will do the same. Woo! And yeah, I think we need to go out there and pull a U of M and win it all this year. And I think we will, man. I think we're going to have a real good season. Here's Johnny, exclamation points. All due respect, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. Woo! And good morning to you, Johnny. To Robert, I agree. Jason, of course you do. Great minds think alike. This is probably true. U of M, says Frank the Tank. Bird time, 1 week until the Super Bowl run starts. Let's go Lions. I haven't been this excited about a season since the early 90s, and this roster is close to complete. Hard to find flaws. One pride. Woo! Yeah, when they had that article out last night about the holes in the Lions roster, man, I think you're being real nitpicky with some of those. But, hey, I get, sometimes writers have to come up with something that everybody else doesn't have in order to, sell newspapers or clicks or whatever. Let's see, Bo, what an amazing season we had. 100%. See, Jason, last season we kept saying, can you imagine if our defense was really good? And, quote, good things come to those who have Brad Holmes. This is also true. All of the above is true. See, Moonscar, Loren Strickland, the human missile, direct to the target and blowing the opponent apart. This will probably get flagged by YouTube. So far, you're good, though. So far, you're good. Let's see, Hatman, good Saturday morning. Dan and the Motley Dew crew, back at you, Hatman. John, time to lay some lumber. Agreed. And I think we're gonna hit a lot of people with the defense this year. I think it's gonna be a very physical and fast defense. See, Broski, Robert Yankee, good morning to you too! Exclamation point. Brent, I like safeties that can lay the wood. Oh yeah, and yes, Brent, I agree. I think he fits that mold to a T. JDC, I look at Brad Holmes more like a stock trader, not a chef. Sure. All right, that's a fair analysis for 100%. See, Gary, good morning, Dew Crew, back at you. John, let's get this party started, 100%. Let's get this party going and happening. See, here's Johnny, just do it. I'll agree with that. Let's see, Hookadoo, good morning, Dan and the Dew Crew. Woo! One prime. There we go, and good morning, Hooks. Let's see, Kurt Steele, what up, though, Dew Crew? What up, man? Steele, how you doing? See, Brent, how long is Iffy going to be out? You know, I don't think there's anything official yet, but I would say I'm leaning towards paying attention to the Lions, addition of another safety to the practice squad. I think he's going to be out a little bit. Now, is a little bit a month? I don't know, because I get they don't want to put him on the IR for whatever reasons, and I've got my speculations on why that is. So my guess is he's probably missing the first couple games. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe next Sunday he's out on the field, maybe in a limited capacity or something. I don't know, but something's going on with him, and hopefully we get an update sooner versus later. See you, Hookadoo. Good morning, Bergs. Good morning to you both. Broski, JDC. I look at Brad Holmes like a die-hard Walmart shopper. All right, I'll go with that. That's probably all right. He's always in there looking for good deals. Big D. Woo! Dew Crew, what up? What up to you, Big D? How you doing? Bird time morning, Hookadoo. JDC, Broski, your eyes are bad. There you go. Bo, I like Wally World. Who doesn't, man? Wally World. That is a throwback to like a family vacation. All right, EB, what do you got? Woo! Sugar-free Dew Crew. Lions, Detroit Lions, let's flip and go 100%. And man, what is life like with sugar-free Dew? I don't know. I don't know if I'm there yet. See, John, we're going to be a complete dogs. I would agree with that. I think we're going to be very vicious on both sides of the ball. I can't wait to see what they do. And again, you guys have heard me talk about this all off season. I really think we're going to be smash mouth football on that D. We're going to be Blitzburg. We're going to come after people. It's going to be the return of the Silver Rush, the Silver Crush. And yeah, I think a lot of other teams are going to get lit up by us. Kurt Steele said the same thing on my live yesterday. Our practice squad is deep. Yeah, and there's a real argument. It could be the deepest in the NFL. Just a gluttony of talent on that practice squad. Where normally it's guys that, they're basically just bodies to throw on the field. Maybe a couple of them can come in and, fill out the 53-man roster, give you a little bit more depth at a position, if you go into a week. But I think of Kyle Pico. I think there's a real chance he could be out there on the field and playing massive snaps for us if DJ Reader isn't fully healthy. That's why I was surprised when they originally let him go. But when you see the construction of the 53 and then also the construction of the practice squad, I think it was very coordinated attack onto why they made each roster lineup the way they are. I think it was a lot of real good outside-the-box thinking there. And see, Paper Bags fan, greetings, salutations, Dew Crew. So close to the Super Bowl victory. Go Lions, 100%, my friend. You know what? We are months away from hosting that Lombardi. See, Bo, the only gaping hole is on Erickson's head. Very good. I'll go with that. Let's see, John, get ready to lose your mind. Yes, it will be that kind of season for us. See, Brent, agreed, Bo. Rocky, gaping holes will be plugged if we can just stay healthy. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. We do have a lot of depth, so we're going to, every NFL team is going to get injuries. We all get that. It's unavoidable. Somebody's going to get hurt at some point, but we've got enough depth where that probably isn't going to be a huge, massive problem for us. See, Burger Time, agreed, Bo. Lions are KC blockers. I'll go with that. See, and again, I know I said this before. Jared Goff, preseason, regular season, no team he's ever been on has ever lost to Patrick Mahomes. I'd say Doug Jameson Williams came into a deep wide receiver room in 2022. Goff was not going to favor a new rookie, no matter how good over Josh Reynolds and crew. He had so many hurdles to take over while trying for wins. Yeah, there's a lot of factors that came into play, but it does sound like he has arrived now. Jameson Williams has arrived now. Doug, now Williams is ready, and watching him in offseason, he will explode. Yeah, and Brad Holmes kind of made mention to it. He thought Jameson Williams has really matured, not just as a player, but as a human being. He's really kind of grown up. We all get when he came into the league, there were a couple of things that they weren't huge, but they were a little bit eyebrow raisers. And that's one thing we all have to remember as fans. A lot of these guys are, 20, 21, 19, if you're Panay Sewell when you come in the league. Think about yourself at that age. Now think about having a boatload of cash and cameras following you around at all times. Yeah, probably would not have been a great situation for me, let alone probably some other people watching the channel. All right, Dennis, one thing I can see is we need is defensive end. Could be, but who knows? Maybe Davenport lives up to the hype. Maybe James Houston comes through with a 18, 29 sack, first quarter against the Rams. I'm going to keep my expectations low and say, hey, the first quarter against the Rams, he's only going to get 5. But we will wait and see what Houston performs. All right, let's see. Brent, ain't no mountain high enough to keep the Lions from getting to the Lombardi. I'm down with that. Oh, yeah, and I'll go with all the above. Bo, ain't no valley low enough. There you go. Doug, DJ Reader will solve a lot of defensive line problems. There's probably a whole lot of truth to that, my friend. Dennis, we singing now? Yes, we are. We're singing a little bit Lions Talk Live theme songs, I guess. I don't know really to go with that. I see Broski. Doug, sounds like an excuse. If a wide receiver in the 12th pick overall and worth anything, he's going to make some plays. Not with a torn ACL, he's not, Broski. Come on, man. Keep some realism here. If you got a torn ACL, you're not doing anything. And yes, he did get back on the field for a few plays, but they also played it real safe with them because it takes a while for those things to heal. Now, last year, he made some plays. He got on the field, and he slowly progressed up the ranks. I'd say Joseph, Brad knew? Yes, he did. I think Brad did know. Mo, a morning without music is like a day without sunshine. I'll go with that. See, creative idea. If we taste the Super Bowl blood, I bet you we will be there the next 5 years. It's my 30th year as a Lions fan. We're in the same boat then, creative idea. We're about the same. This is year, well, maybe it's closer to 40 for me or whatever. But at any rate, yes, I think the Lions, we get to the Super Bowl this year. I think there's a real chance we could start a run. It doesn't mean we'll win it every year, but we could be in the conversation for at least the next, say, 3 to 5 years. Doug Brosbear, I don't really care what you think. Stop worrying about me. Fair enough. Let's see. Dennis Jamo is going to be a beast. I agree with that. Dennis Strickland had a good preseason, very much so. And he went from not being a consideration at the start of the preseason games to, hey, that last preseason game, you could see when they talked about him, the coaching staff, that they were like, man, we might have to keep this kid. He's really that kind of player. And they did, obviously. Let's see, Brent, if MCDC singles you out, it's either good or bad. No BS. Yes, that's one thing I think the players really respect about Campbell is that he doesn't mince words. He says what he thinks, good or bad. You don't have to play a guessing game. And that's one of all the times I've different sports, either, coach players or as a reporter covered teams, you could tell the players that they really appreciate just being upfront and honest with them. If they were bad at something, just let them know how to get better. If they don't have a chance to make this team, let them emotionally move on so they can start preparing for the next thing. All right, Bo, multiple formations will be in use, getting all these guys time on the field. Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity to use someone like Strickland because he is so good at playing multiple spots. Like I was mentioning earlier, look at all the spots they threw him at in the preseason. That's impressive for an undrafted rookie free agent to go out there and be an ass or them toying around with him as a cornerback, as a safety, as a linebacker, etc., and moving them all around the field. See, so Southwest, what Lions rock and can't be stopped. I'll agree with that. Yes, we cannot be stopped at all. 100%. We are coming for you. I know Donkey Kong is predicted a 17-0 season. Let's see if that shakes out. Michael, I have total trust in Brad and his staff. Reaching out to bring in players is tricky. It's better to build through draft. I would go with that. Yeah, bring him in. Then you've heard Brad Holmes talk about it too. You've done your evaluations that lead you to believe that we want to draft this kid. Now you got a rookie contract on that kid. You can go ahead and figure out by the time that contract's over what kind of person are they? Are they somebody you want to keep around or not? So you give that second contract, the bigger contract to them. You know they have established baseline with you. Free agents, I think that's really why the Lions don't bring in a ton, is because you have that opportunity that, he appears to be this, but we really don't know how they're going to fit in here. I think there's some resistance from them. And that's also why Brad Holmes gives out a lot of one-year deals. You come in here, you prove yourself, you work out. Now we'll reward you with a bigger payday. All right, Broski, Doug, let's see. The 12th overall pick 3 drafts ago and only 25 career receptions. Facts. Great. Broski, my counter would be that. What are you going to say to Warren Moon then? He was drafted when? Took him how long before he got on the field? Seems to be a Hall of Fame player. You could go through a litany of players in the NFL that, hey, they're by the year 3, they've played 2 years. 1 year they were out the vast majority of it with an ACL. Come on, Broski, man. If you're going to have here and have, takes about the Lions, at least have them have some common sense, man. Come on now. All right, Dennis, Michigan, start the season today. Go blue. Woo! I'll go with that. Yes, I think they'll probably win today. Let's see, Hatman, come on, Duke Crew, tickle that like button for Dan. Yeah, I have no idea what it's at, but go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. See, Andrew talking about Louis Davis. Hey, he was a good player too, man. He was a real good player. Maybe not the best in coverage, I would argue, but he was very good at being around the field and being like a missile. Dennis laughing out loud. Brosi, some Gordon Footlight playing right now. Fair enough. See, Jeff, come on, folks. 192 watching and 56 likes. Hit that dang like button, y'all. We'll go with that. Yes, please. And we have about 400 and something, almost 500. No, earlier we had 500 something watching. All right, Bo, I woke up with Loy Montel's Broski. All right, I don't know that one. So, Broski, Bo, I just looked it up. A song by Volbeat, whoever they are. Fair enough. Strickland did a great job at Ball State. Yes, he did, Coach Rock, 100%. Bo, watch the video, Broski. I think you'll love it. There you go. Bo, Devil's Bleeding Crown. Perryman, good morning, Duke Crew. Just listening in today, going fishing. We'll enjoy the fishing and have some good times. See, good morning, Super Bowl bus, says the ambassador, Corey Stringer Sr., Spirit of Detroit podcast. What's up, man? What's up? How you doing today? Hopefully a great day for you, my friend. Bo, Lions are going to seal the deal. Yes, they are. They're going to win the Super Bowl. I think, man, this might just be an opportunity for the Lions to have a top 5 offense and defense. I really think the defense has that kind of potential. And again, if I'm right with how they're going to play on D with the Blitzburg mentality, you're going to give up some big plays. But I think you're also going to smash quarterbacks, running backs around enough to where you're going to get so many, I don't want to say like you're going to have 50 interceptions, but you are going to generate turnovers to offset what those big plays. All right, Broski, let's see, Bo Booth, you're never going to survive unless you get a little crazy. I see what you did there. Little seal. Hookadoo. Avery, what up, dude? What up, though? Spirit of Detroit podcast, Avery G, yes. Bo, Avery broadcasting from an undisclosed location. Now, that's possible, very possible. Let's see, Man Bear, good morning. Morning, how you doing? Hatman, Dan, do you know who your senior Duke Crew member is? One of your first members? You? I'm guessing. I mean, there's a couple of you guys have been in here a long time. Who's the most senior? That I do not know, man. Cody, nothing is better than the Detroit Lions Super Bowl. 100%. That will be a great day. And you know what? I may take the day off work the following day because I may have celebrated a little too much Mountain Dew. James, is a schedule posted for the referees for all the games this season? Question mark. I'm still nervous about the Dallas loss for referee reason last year. I'm sure in the NFL offices there are. I don't think they've revealed that to the general public as of yet. JDC, give me 3 steps. There you go. There you go. Cody, Brian Branch is a beast. Him and Kirby will feed off each other. Yeah, and the thing I like about him is Kirby, you guys heard me talk about it. I think he's phenomenal as a single high safety. If as a drop safety or coming to the box safety, I don't think he's particularly great at it, in my opinion. And I think it's also a big tell to take a shot deep against the Lions in that situation. The other part is I don't know if he's the greatest at coverage as compared to a lot of the other options Lions currently have. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. So I think Kirby, while he is fairly dimensional, almost like one-dimensional, like a James Houston, what he is, he's very good at that one dimension. So he'll play the single high, I'm going to guess 99% of the time, but it also means Brian Branch is free to roam around a lot to be your drop safety, your weak side back, your coverage. I don't know if they'll ever put him outside wide as an outside corner, but you can move him all across the field and let him be a playmaker, which I think we all agree, Cody, Brian Branch is. Phil, greetings, salutations. Back at you, Phil. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you this morning. Hulkman, go Lions. What happened with the Canadian League guy? Betts, he is back in Canada, re-signed with the British Columbian Lions. See, Bo, and you'll never see me no more. Fair enough. Hatman, I'll be heading out the door. Boy, we got some jingles going here. Give me 3 steps and you never see me no more. All right, fair enough. I can hear her. All right. Let's move off the songs here. I'm always wanted to know. All right. James, can our nickel linebackers tackle the big 3 running quarterbacks that single-handedly beat us last year? That's going to be the million-dollar question, James. Can we contain mobile quarterbacks better this year than what we have in the past? I think so. I think a lot of it's just going to be because of the aggressive nature we're going to employ. But with all the blitzing I'm anticipating, if you don't get home, there will be lanes for a mobile quarterback to take advantage of. Arlen Rose, what do you got? Good morning, Coach Dan of the Duke Crew. If he don't play game 1, who will cover for him? ? And what is his injury? They haven't fully disclosed what the injury is to Ife Melifanu, so I'd be guessing at best to give you that, Rose. As far as will he play game 1, right now I think it's pretty close to 50-50, and I'd be leaning towards him probably not playing opening night. See, Kurt Steele, Spirit of Detroit podcast. What up, Doe? Broski Bear, I can picture even more that a man could make getting lost in her love your first mistake. Okay. See, Kurt Steele, watching my Wolverines tonight and then Lions next week. Football is back, baby. Woo! 100%. Man of Steel, 100%. Dr. Detroit, time to boss up and ball out. I see what you did there. JDC, Broski Bear, you took 7 steps. Dan, why are you saying USM for the American flag? I have no idea what you guys are doing there with that, so I don't know. I've got no clue what that means. Let's see. Don Burt, Brad Holmes, Ryan Poles. Let's see. Moonscar Blade, laughing out loud. Dan, you did it again. People put the USA U of M flag, and you say U of M. That was what Trump's genius was referring to. Fair enough, man. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Robert, what do you got? Good morning, Broski. Are you the real Broski or the not real Broski? That is the question. See, Moonscar, Bo Booth, Bo Bayer, get a room. Fair enough. Yes. They may need a room. Maybe even a Mountain Dew. Don, Detroit had the number 1 ranked practice squad. I would agree with that. I get there's nothing official rankings, but you do a breakdown on it. It's hard to find a team with a better one. I'd say, Jason, 8 days until the start of the season. We are in the home stretch, Jason. I hope you are ready. Broski, Robert Yankee, I haven't seen a fake Broski in a while. It's been all me so far today. Okay, fair enough. Bo, he couldn't hang Moonscar, Heavy Metal Thunder. Let's see, Rocky, put $1 in a swear jar. You said Russ Thomas. Hey, back in the day, though, man, he was around a long time, man. And not a bad dude. If you ever had a chance to interview him, he wasn't a bad dude. He was just real kind of, he didn't have a lot of hyper energy to him. He was real kind of low-key, almost monotone type. Moonscar laughing. I'd say Robert Broski back away from the Mountain Dew. Fair enough. Broski Bear, it's a Cafe Bristow time, flying high right now. Kurt Steele, Broski Bear, some strong coffee. That is some strong coffee. Don, my thing is having a deep practice squad is good and sort of bad because desperate teams like the Bears can poach players from the practice squad. This is true, but if you look at what we put on the practice squad, it is mostly veteran players, not the younger guys. So you protected the younger talent that you're trying to develop. It is also a big tell also that guys want to be in Detroit. And we kind of alluded to that earlier, but it is a vastly different world than it was just 10 years ago for the Detroit Lions. Bo, at 21, I was a sergeant starting my second contract. I didn't imagine what J-Mo's life is like. Yeah, I can't imagine either, man. Just at 21, I was a reporter / coach. And, man, between both jobs, I barely made enough to get by. But thankfully, eventually I made a little bit more money. All right, Broski Kurt Steele, it sure is. I love it and keeps me drinking only 1 cup per day. Fair enough. Kurt, I don't drink coffee. Dr. Detroit, you need to start, Broski. Start, yes. Broski Bear, Ronnie P is terrible. All right, man. Fair enough. All right, I'm going to move on from that one. See, Don Bird, Coach Dan, do you see us having the number 1 ranked practice squad? I mean, it's definitely in the conversation for sure. I'm not going to go around and do a deep dive on every team's practice squad. I would say we're definitely in the top 5. Finding somebody that could be debatable as good as ours, that's going to be tough to do. How about that? We'll go with that, Don. Dr. Detroit, our tours were hanging with other teams once. There's a whole lot of truth to that. A whole lot. See, what up, though, Kurt? Good morning. Dr. D, start. What up, though? So, all right, let's see. Hold on a second. I want to try something here. Give me just a second, guys. I want to just see something real here. All right, so fair enough. All right, let's see. Let me get back to this now. I think I got a clue. Yes, start D. Start what, sir? Yes. Dennis, what up, though, do crew? Kurt, yes. Rodney Peters, terrible, 100%. JDC, woo! Coffee gets my Detroit Lions train moving down the tracks, 100% with that. Dr. Detroit, start drinking coffee, may balance that issue. Fair enough. Let's see. Brent, ditto, JDC. As we're great, never seen a Lions team this deep, Super Bowl bound. I agree. In my lifetime, I don't think at this point it could be debated. This is the deepest Lions team, at least on paper. We got to see it in games that matter. I would always go back to the 93 team because I really do think the 93 team, if they don't get the Hail Mary from Brett Favre, we end up going to the NFC title game, and I do think we would have made the Super Bowl that year. But unfortunately, 2 things bad happened in that game. One, instead of putting the game away in the 3-yard line, we threw an interception, a pick 6 that took them all the way back and got the Green Bay Packers back in the game. And they got a stop on us the next drive, and then Brett Favre struck to Sterling Sharp. Don Burt, Dr. Detroit, have you seen Joey 2 times? Okay, yep, enough of the song stuff. It's Dr. Detroit, yeah, I have been swamped with work. Very good. I haven't been Joey Porter yet, but looking for him. Silver Server, good morning, Coach, and everyone else. Back at you, Server. Don Burt, Dr. Detroit, are you still a season ticket holder? Next week is going to be ridiculous. Yeah, it will be a fun week. And if you're going to the end of the pregame festivities, I think you're all going to have a great time. Bo, Kurt Warner wasn't even drafted. Too true. Took him a long time to even get a chance. And once he did, J-Mo is starting to get started. Yeah, J-Mo, I thought, is really having a good second half of his second season. I still think last year was his rookie year from my expectations and the way I evaluate. Dr. Detroit, yes, the real sale is stupid. Yes, fair enough. Dennis, I want to rock. Hey, who doesn't? Dr. Detroit, people are paying $1K a game, regular game, crazy town. Yeah, it's just, hey, people have been waiting most of their lives for situations like this with the Lions, and they want to go embrace it and enjoy it. I know a number of our neighbors are season ticket holders. They go, sometimes they have an extra ticket. Yeah, every once in a while I'll go, but man, I tell them, why not sell those things? Because, man, you guys can make some real nice cash. See, Hatman, Dr. Detroit, you need to put a little kid in timeout for not spell checking. Fair enough. Let's see, Dr. Detroit, laughing out loud. I'm on my phone while driving. Sorry. Hey, be careful while you're driving. Phil, thanks for the weekend shows, Dan. Anytime, man. And I'm going to try to get you guys a couple other episodes today, a little bit tomorrow, too. So try to give you guys a little bit of content for the holiday weekend. Broski, I love coming here, schooling Detroit fans. It's my duty. I'm Broski with a Moski. Fair enough. Let's see, Southwest, what do you got? A lot of people watching are scared of our Lions. That's why the likes are low. That could be. Could be a correlation. Brent, Broski with the Moski ridiculous takes, laughing out loud. There's a whole lot of truth there. See, Hatman, just picking on you, buddy. Dr. Detroit referring to yesterday's comment. All right. Bo, I believe I was at number 21 sub. Hey, well, thanks for being a long time one. I know you've been here a long time. I know Phil, Don Burr. I mean, there's a group of you guys that have been here really since the beginning. Mike the Marine, Gunny, howdy, Dan, and the Duke crew. Woo! And good morning to you too, Gunny. Don, Dr. Detroit, I will be there Sunday night. Who won't? I mean, a lot of people are going to be there. It'll be a packed house. JDC, oh boy, here we go. That truer words were never spoken. Phil, Lions should get the best ref and crews now, not the scums we've used to get. Yeah, when we were not strong as a team or a franchise, we would get some of the guys growing and developing. We wouldn't get a lot of the A-list crews because they weren't needed here. But now that we are near the top, you're probably going to see more and more of the higher echelon, the A-plus crews. Dr. Detroit, Woo! Where are y'all sitting? I'm in 208 Club. Fair enough. Brent, I hope you're right, Phil. Victoria, what up, Doe? Let's go Detroit. Woo! And good morning to you, too. Hopefully having a great morning. Phil, working earlier shifts. There you go. Well, hey, get that early morning vibe. Phil, family, and I struggling through a virus. Hopefully you're okay, my friend. I know you mentioned something about not feeling well. I think it was last week. So hopefully you guys are A-okay and healing up. See, Don, Dr. Troy, I don't like giving out section seats. People are crazy, laughing out seriously. I wish we could shake hands and greet each other. I will have a Lions jersey with Don Pert on back. There you go. There you go. And yeah, I totally get that part, man. Just even running a YouTube channel, some of the stuff you run into with people, just a little surprising at times. Don Burt, Phil, you have COVID? Let's hope not. JDC Magic 8 Balls says 8 days, 12 hours, 32 minutes. The countdown is on. Dr. Troy, I am usually in the Hall of Legends with the food. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Good food and good football. Sounds like a great time. Dimitri, what up, though? What up to you, too? Hopefully a great start to your day. Phil tested negative, but was a very nasty virus. Hey, well, hopefully you're on the mend, my friend. Dr. Troy, that could be going around. Sucks. All summer colds stink. Yes, they do. Don, Phil, wow, man, get and feel better, brother, 100%. Doug, our players on the practice squad don't have to sign with other teams, so some may stay just to get opportunities. I'll go with that. Yeah, there could be that too. Phil, I worked the past 2 days, started at 5:30 a.m. U.S. Well, hopefully you're done working for the day. Hopefully you can just rest today. See, Dimitri, Don, Detroit fam, there you go. JDC, get well, Phil. Keep on trucking. There you go. I like the way you're thinking. David, the guy is a bum. The guy is a bum. Hey, sometimes there are bums. All right, Dimitri, my Flintstone brother. Let's see, Phil, peacing. All right, Chris, Lions rule, Bears drool. I'm down with that. Feel better soon, Phil, says Brent. David, Lions need to get Caden Davis on the practice squad. I was kind of a little surprised that they didn't get him on there, but they've gotten a lot of real good players up there, so you can't get them all. Maybe they'll add him in time, though, David. See, Bo, I still have PTSD from that game. Favre to Sterling Sharp. Yeah, man. I know I've talked about it 1,000 times before. Just the moment that ball caught and he ran in the end zone, the Silverdome just totally deflated. I mean, just looking up in the stands from the field. Yeah, I remember taking some photos for the press, and yeah, just the hands on people's faces, the head down between the shoulders, the whole shebang-a-bang. All right, JDC, Buddy Love in the Cheddars. I'll go with that. Moonscar acquired. There we go. Ronnie Pete is terrible. Yes, indeed. See, Bo, slight alignment, slight picture, Moonscar. Duke Crew, O-linemen are the best at blocking. I'll go with that. I'll go with that indeed. Brent, only a week to go until the Rams get their horns knocked off. Oh, yeah. And yeah, I'm down with it. I think, you guys heard me do a prediction like whatever it was 2 or 3 months ago. I think we have some real potential to win by like mid-20s, maybe even 30. Could be totally wrong. Could be a close game. But, hey, for right now, that's where I'm going. See, Ken, Lions are going to roar. I like the way you're thinking. West Coast Lion, what do you got? West Coast Lions in the house, 1978, baby, from California. Well, enjoy it and get ready for the big game, my friend. JDC, humans are crazy bunch. Yes, they are, man. Some of them can be real crazy. Amy, Mountain Dew Crew Coffee, 100%. I think we should start that. Carl, what do you got? Some of those A-list ref crews suck too. Yeah, it's going to happen with all of them. You're going to have to play well enough to where it doesn't matter. Bo, happy trails to y'all done and dusted. Good weekend to crew. See you tomorrow. We'll see you then. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Patrick, I say Lions 40, Rams 3. I will take that. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. If there is some breaking news today, I'll get it over to you as quickly as possible. If you would, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button before you get on out of here. Have a great day. Do something for someone you don't know. Be kind to others. And we'll see you all on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Happy trails.